What's up, you guys, and welcome to this week's episode of the van update. So I have HP behind me who is cutting some wood for the bed frame. But before we get into that, I want to give you guys an update on what we've done so far. So we have finished the framing of the van. Now, we showed 99.9% of the framing on the channel, but we didn't show the ending pieces just because it was getting redundant by that point. So here you can see how we have the framing. We have it just going all the way across, super strong. And then it's the same on this side as well. The way that we handled the wires is we like cut the wood into two. That way the wire kind of sits flush with the wood. And then we're just doing the exact same across here as well. Now, since the framing is now complete, we are going to move on to the next step of the build, which is two big parts. Number one is the bed/garage area. This is going to be built right over here, and this is kind of HP's brainchild that he found online. HP, do you want to kind of explain what we're going to be doing here?
I have no idea what I'm doing here. Oh, in the van. Yeah, so what we're going to be doing is we're going to be doing a garage where we're going to be able to put a sliding drawer back and forth. We can put our mountain bikes on.
Or triathlon bike.
Or a triathlon bike. And whenever we are doing our bed, I'm making these supports that are going to go here. They're going to be about 38 inches above, which will give us enough clearance room for bikes, another gear we want, luggage, triathlon bikes, what have you. And then we're going to have a platform. We're going to sleep right about up here going across. That way we'll have all that room up top. We can have a full-size bed going across. And we can take some sleeps, take some naps.
Again, kind of an update from last week as well. We finished the windows. HP did an excellent job on that. And I'll give you guys a view as to what this looks like from the outside. You cannot see on the inside at all, which is exactly what we wanted. So this is absolutely perfect. This section here will be covered by wood, and we are going to plasti dip this portion as well. And then this section is tent, which is also exactly what we wanted. So this really turned out exactly how we wanted. HP did a very, very good job on that.
I'm naked behind the window.
Don't burn people's eyes.
What did you say? You said I did a really good job? Me? I did a really good job? Say it again. One more time.
You did a really good job.
On camera.
So you can see here we're beginning the process of installing the bed into the van. Now this is going to be a full-sized bed, and so it is going to be quite small, at least in relation to like a king or a queen, but in a van you can't really expect much more than that. And like HP said, there's going to be storage underneath, and then there's of course going to be room for us to sleep on top. And the way that we're doing this is we are installing vertical posts in 4 to 6 different places that will support the bed and the height of the bed and the weight of the bed. And then each one of those vertical posts will then have a horizontal post going across, which will then, of course, provide additional support as well. This is what we've seen online, a lot of van builders have done, and that's why we chose this method. So you can see me here installing these vertical posts into the pre-existing framing that we previously installed into the van. And then you'll see here in a moment us test fitting a horizontal post to make sure that it's the right size, that it's the right height, that it's what we're looking for. And it looks as though it fits, it looks good. This is what we wanted, which is great news. And so we'll just move on and continue this process for the other posts as well.
All right, so it's been, I don't know, how long have we been working on it? Like 3 hours?
Yeah, easy.
It's been easily 3 hours, and HP is tired. So we made a lot of progress with the framing of the bed. HP, I would not sit on that. I leaned against it and it fell earlier. This isn't like bolted in yet, but this area where HP's standing is where the bed is going to be. Like you can get a pretty good idea of how everything is going to be and what the positioning of it is. And so it looks good. I mean, I think that we're making good progress.
It's starting to come to shape. Now it's not just an empty van with boards everywhere. No, I think this is good. I mean, this is where our garage is going to be. This is where our bed's going to be. I mean, look how much room we're going to have up top, too. Even if we put roof up to here, ceiling up to there, we're going to have a lot of room. Sit back, relax, stretch our legs, sleep sideways. This is why we bought this van, specifically, so we could lay sideways. We could actually sleep. We wouldn't be cramped up, and we wouldn't have to take out half of our entire area just for sleeping. Which it's half, but it's just a better half. In my opinion.
It's a half that we wouldn't have space for anyways. Like if we were living in it full time, I think it would be a different story.
Yeah.
But
And we're going to have all the room for all of our water, plumbing, and our
Underneath
bike
here.
garage. Yeah, it's gonna be cool. Even a kennel.
So this is what we've been working on, is like getting these wood pieces notched, and then the framing goes here. So we got this one done, we got the one by HP done, and then we have this one done as well. And we still have a few more to do, but we actually are out of lumber, and we're running low on screws, and so...
And energy.
Yeah, and energy. So it's a pretty good stopping point. So we're gonna call it a night. It is 7:05, and it's time to eat some dinner and just be done with this. I think that we can both feel ourselves getting a little annoyed of each other, and so we're gonna make it the next day in 3, 2, 1.
So here we are the next day. HP is cutting this wood down to size. Now we will provide y'all with the exact specs of what wood we use, the size, and all of that details. And so those might not be coming in this video, but we will be including them, so stay tuned for that. Then you can see I am over in the actual van doing just more of the same. We're taking those vertical slats, we're installing them into the van, and this was something that was really challenging. Measuring is not my forte. I feel like I can never measure accurately, and because of that, I caused myself a lot more problems than I would like to admit during this process. So I was super frustrated. Fortunately, HP came and saved the day multiple times as I was doing this, but it was a long and tedious process, and it just took quite a lot longer than we expected, to be honest.
All right, so we're quickly running out of daylight. It's 9 o'clock, and we're running into some snags. The bed has been quite the challenge today. I think HP would agree. It's going to be without the front tire on, though.
Yeah, I agree.
So we're test fitting it with our bike.
So
Here, I got it. I don't think raise the boards up. I think like literally just put like a piece of wood, like figure out how much it's unlevel by, and then we just like get either like a 1/4 inch or I don't know, like extra. We have like a bunch of wood here, and so like maybe getting something like this. Like how much is it off?
we're off almost 2 inches. I mean, he said 38 inches from the ground is how high the bed has to be, because it's accounting for 2 inch of this and then 38-inch boards to make 40 inches total from the bottom of the garage. But I don't know if maybe I misinterpreted it, and it has to be 40 inches on these beams high, so we're off by 2 inches, because we're 38 from the top of the board straight down.
So at this point, we believe that the bed is about 2 inches too short, but it's a tough situation because we don't want to raise it too much because we don't want the bed to feel like a coffin, but we also of course need room for our bikes, and we're test fitting with HP's bike because his bike is bigger than my bike, and if his bike fits, then my bike will fit. And as of right now, it looks as though it's a bit too short, which means that we would have to actually disassemble HP's bike in order to get it to fit, which is not good. This is definitely an issue that we're going to have to resolve.
Okay, so we're gonna call it a day. You can see that we've sort of come up with a solution of how we're gonna fix it, but I'm getting frustrated. I can feel my patience running thin. HP's getting eaten by mosquitoes, and so we gotta call it a day. I was hoping to get this finished today, but it is what it is, I suppose. Do you wanna leave your bike in here?
Yeah, that's fine.
So we'll see you guys tomorrow.
See you tomorrow.
All right, so this is now a couple of days. Did we work on the van yesterday? I guess we didn't. We got the wood. So it is now Monday. You guys are going to see this video on Tuesday, which is tomorrow. And the last time we recorded was on Saturday. So we unfortunately did not get where we wanted to be with the van this week. We got the bed frame like pretty much like most of it done. So like this is one slat. There's the other slat, and then the third slat will go right here, and then it will go across. But it just did not go without a hitch.
No, not this time, unfortunately.
As of right now, the next phase of the process is to finish this bed frame. We have pretty much everything done with the bed frame. It was quite difficult to get the bed frame all worked out because we used rib nuts, and then we like screwed these into the framing of the van, but then we had to like drill out these holes, these bolts, so that the bolts sit flush, and we had to install the riv nuts, and then we had issues with the riv nuts, and you had to make sure to measure everything. It was just a lot of little stuff that really was quite difficult. So as much as we really wanted to have the bed frame done in this episode, it simply isn't going to happen because it is currently 4:34 and I have to leave to go pick up my sister from the airport. So any hope of us working on this today has completely gone down the toilet. So in this week's episode, just to recap, we finished the framing of the van. You can see it behind us. The framing is done. We got, I would probably say 80% done with the framing of the bed. 80% done with the framing of the bed. So in next week's episode, you can expect to see finishing the bed as well as the beginning of the electricals. So if you guys are somebody that is interested in the electrical component of the van, then next week's video will certainly be of interest to you. But like always, you guys, we appreciate you checking out the channel. If you guys have any questions, comments, if you have anything to add, make sure to leave a comment down below. And while you guys are at it, make sure to hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, and hit the notification bell. And we will see you guys in the next video.